Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm just going to give a little bit of a coop update, and on top of the coop update, some saddish news. I want to say it's saddish because it's like saddish. It's not entirely sad. It's sad, but at the same time, I'm excited. So we have decided to rehome our ducks. We were going through kind of options on what we could do, and since we do have 2 males and a female, like I mentioned in my prior videos, the males, when it's mating season next year, they're going to need more females, and we just don't have room to get a handful of more ducks. So we are 100% taking fault at not doing our research before we got ducks. And if we do decide to get ducks again in the future, definitely going to go a way better way of doing that, or making sure we have more space to have all the ducks our heart desires. But we did end up finding somebody who lives close by. That family, they already have 4 female peckins. So to add a 5th female and then have 2 males, it's definitely going to give the males more of their mating requirements. So like I said, I am incredibly bummed that we are losing our ducks, but at the same time, I'm super excited because they get to stay together. I know they're very well bonded. I can't tell you which one the female favors, so that was another thing too. We were like, okay, maybe we could just keep 1 male, 1 female, and then just hope that the male doesn't go, needing more females. And if we did that, we could put our chickens at risk, and our female too. She could, that would be Curly. Curly would be at risk to be overmated. And I just don't have the heart to separate them. They're definitely very, very bonded. So to find somebody who's going to take all 3 just makes my heart smile. So they will be getting picked up tomorrow, and on top of that, we are going to open up the coop more. So we have a divider in the middle. I'll show you guys again. It is a super hot day, so we have the doors open just to kind of keep it cooler. You can see our silkies are hanging out, but we have that divider in the middle, so that is going to be taken out tomorrow. And then the chickens will have the entire coop, and then we're gonna add their roosting bars as well as nesting boxes too. So all good things. All good things. Hi, cuties. I truly can't believe how big they're getting, but they are growing. Last day with the ducks is absolutely bittersweet, but they will be going to a much bigger and better home, so I am excited for them. And then we have our chickens that are also getting big. Look at them all curled up. Hi guys. How we doing in here? You guys staying cool? You guys are hilarious. All staying nice and cool. Another update, I guess, that I did not see coming. We have no idea who our rooster is. So I initially thought our rooster was Gru, but Freckles is kind of giving some rooster vibes, and I truthfully have no idea how to tell. So what we initially thought may not be. So now we have to figure out who our rooster is. I do know that out of the silkies, there are 2 silkies that are males. I believe Q-Tip and Elvis are, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, we're shooting in the dark here. We're just guessing, like taking what we learn off of Google, but it's a lot harder than you would think to figure out who's who. The hens are pretty easy. So you would think if the hens are easy, then we'd be able to figure out the rooster. But man, I'm gonna have to go try and check out. They said that roosters tend to have like thicker legs, and they also have the spurs on the back. So I think we may have been wrong this entire time. And Freckles is kind of a spaz, so I'm hoping that's a good thing, that he'll protect our hens. But at the same time, like, I truthfully do not, like Austin and I do not want to get attacked by a rooster. So that is also to be determined with what's gonna happen and who's gonna pop out and be our rooster. Yeah, I really, since the day we brought him home, I thought it was Gru. That's why I named him Gru, to watch over all his ladies. But Gru might be Grua. And Freckles, I think, yeah, Freckles. I still don't know which chickens are which, like what their breeds are for all of them. I know we have a blue Plymouth Tint, we have an Isa Brown, we have a Buff Orpington, we have the Silkies. Yeah, there's still a handful. Gru, Susan, Freckles, Shikari, Penelope. I have no idea what they are. Sorry, I'm like looking over at them to see if I have, like I said, we have an idea of the breeds that we got. I just don't know who's who because they're all so different. So it's been a fun game. Honestly, we do have a really fun crew. I think Freckles might be the only one sometimes where he'll like jump and peck at the others. But I wonder if that's like rooster tendencies starting to like establish like a pecking order or like dominance or something like that. There's still, I feel like, so much we don't know about chickens that we're learning. But within the next couple of weeks, like I said, we're gonna get the roosting boards going in. We're gonna get the nesting boxes. Nesting boxes, we're actually gonna take the back of the coop so it's easier to pull out. So I think we're gonna cut a hole and add a little addition there. We gotta add an automatic door on the side. We have to get a good feeder and a watering system going on out here. Look at these guys. He's coming to hang out in the pool. Oh. Hello. What's up? Come here. I think they're still pretty skeptical of me. They tend to come up when I have food, but I don't have food. Look how they're looking at me, man. I'm slightly upset. I truly wish we had more land because I would get more ducks. I would get so many more ducks. Hi guys. So we have Larry in the middle, Curly and Mo. I have no idea which one's which. There's Shikari and Darla. What's up, guys? How's the water? They always look to the side when I'm talking to them. What's wrong? Are you okay? Where are you going? I wonder if it's the two males are on the left and then the female is on the right and she kind of sits different. You never know. I still don't know. There's Susan. Hi guys. To finish off the night, we bought some more random seeds, just flowers. And I think we're just gonna do a random line of them. Just kind of see how
this thing's really gonna be popping with flowers.
I'm excited to see what this bed.
Really popping.
The tomato plants are coming in really good. I think Austin planted a few pepper plants over there. We're starting to get some growth, guys. If you see like the lines, those are green beans. We got like the lettuce popping through. carrots and cucumbers. Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see what this turns out to be. Over here, I think Austin said there was some corn popping through. So that right there, that's corn. Yeah, we got our compost pile. That's basically a massive anthill. And then Austin planted some more onion back there.
Looks so much bigger now, doesn't it?
It does. It looks massive in here. So we took out the divider. We are removing these shelves at the top. And then Austin is building a roosting ladder for them. So, very cool. Sure. But, awesome. Exciting things happening. I was like looking at this, I was like, wow, is that gonna fit? And then I like look in the coop and I was like, that's pretty big. All right, time to go to work. Well, we officially rehomed the ducks. They were picked up. I have Nora. Hi, Nora. They were picked up just a couple minutes ago. It is definitely incredibly sad. But I wish we were a little bit more prepared for them. But knowing that they're going to a home, it's gonna have more ducks, more space, and the guy was super nice. He said he's gonna share photos, and he even said if we're ever in his area that we can come swing by and see him. So that's super generous of him. So that makes my heart happy going to a good home. I think if we do get ducks in the future, we're definitely going to add a duck hut and give them a pond, a nice pond, instead of the kiddie pool situation. But that will be future us. Right now, I think we were definitely over our head with chickens, and then adding ducks, we were double over our head. I know, future us. We're just hanging out, spending some time together. All right, show us the final product.
I mean, it's definitely not final, but this is what we're working with right now.
And then Austin added a little.
I made a little one for the little guys so they can get up there. Nora, she has to hang with the big chickens.
Nora does have to hang with the big chickens.
So
they're like, what is going on?
I know. I can't make her feel like she's left out.
It looks so much bigger in here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so eventually we'll take that out.
I can do that today.
So we're gonna take that out.
But
Add a door. We'll obviously expand this when the chicks get a bit bigger. Can't believe we're duckless.
Mama.
Briar woke up from his nap. Yeah, I think it's. And there's all our chickens. So before I close out on our little update, I want to show exactly what Austin did. And let me tell you, this coop looks so different. Look at that. There's a place for them to sit. Austin built them that little section as a ladder, but also for the little guys. They have another option to roost over there. Then we have their food and water. These flies are awful. But yeah, it looks so big.
Get like a full view.
I will. Looks awesome. Very nicely done. And then of course, we'll put the nesting boxes in the back.
Shelves are gone. Except for
Yeah.
2 sections.
Looks like our little Silky snuck out a little bit.
They're loving it.
I have Q-Tip with me. Let me just give you an idea of how much we care about our chickens. So when we upgraded the coop, we had the roosting bars, and a lot of the chicks now, even like the chickens and the chicks, they all sleep on the roosting bar at night. And the only one who can't make it up there, even though we have that little ladder, is Q-Tip. And I don't think Elvis made it up there last night, but they were sleeping separate from another. And it hit about 60 degrees. Now these chicks are like, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks old. But we took out the heating lamp because they were all snuggling with one another, and they were sleeping so far away from the lamp that we just didn't think that we needed it anymore. And so last night, the cats were like kind of scrambling at like, I don't know, like 3:30 in the morning. And for some reason I checked the Ring camera and I saw this just little like black spot in the middle while all the chickens were on the roost poles or whatever. And so Austin, he gets up and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom after checking out because the cats were making such a loud noise that we're like, okay, is someone breaking into our house? He was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I get a notification from the Ring that there's somebody outside the coop. And so Austin brought the heat lamp back in and then plugged that in for little Q-Tip, who's sleeping, because we didn't know if he was gonna get too chilly with it being in the 60s and them still being so young. So that's how much we care about our chickens. I will say, since we rehomed the ducks, we now leave the coop door open, and the little chicks just now come outside with the big chicks. I know they're not supposed to technically be outside until then, but we've been having some really hot days, and since our brooder is our coop, it just makes sense for us. And it's been a couple of days of us going on it, and it's been going really well. They're not super tiny, but they're definitely not as big as the other chicks, so that still makes us a little bit nervous, but we've been doing a pretty good job just kind of keeping an eye on them. If we're not going to be home, then we'll put all 4 of them in the coop, but they just want to be out here. They want to be with the big dogs. They don't want to be by themselves in their little coop. So that's our update over there. Yeah, so 3:30 in the morning to plug in a heat lamp so our little chicks wouldn't get too cold. We do love our chickens, that's for sure.